Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online. This is the Doctor and this is our final look at the Avenger class battleship or battle cruiser. And is not this just an awesome view? You've got the Avenger here in the foreground being lighted with Earth in the background. You've got the moon, you've got the starbase, you've got other Starfleet ships. If this were not a wallpaper, I don't know what is without the HUD, of course. Beautiful shot. I thought I would show you that just to give you one last glamour look at the Avenger, which I think looks extremely awesome. I like the fact that it's kind of short and not elongated, so it's like a puggish kind of chip with the not necessarily a circle, it's more like an oval or even less than that kind of a saucer. The nacelles are up. Very classic Starfleet design, and I like it a lot. Okay, anyway, what we're going to do today is we are going to play a fleet-based PvE, and it's defend a starbase, basically, and we're going to go launch that right now. It is called Federation Fleet Alert. Now, because this is a PvE and it's open, you never know what you're going to get or who you're going to get. Hopefully this will go well. Basically, you have to defend a starbase against waves and waves of enemies. Now, you never know who the enemy is going to be before you start this. It just is a random enemy. It could be Tholians, it could be Borg, it could be anything, Klingons or whatever. You just never know. So hopefully we'll get a good enemy, but also you want to hope you have good players, because prior to making this video, I had started another one. And I got into the PvE queue, and immediately, as soon as we got in, one person dropped out. And then I started engaging and said, well, we'll do it as a 4-man team. And then a minute later, another person dropped out, and it was just down to 3 people. And there was no way that was going to happen. So I had to exit out, stop the video, and make a whole nother video. So hopefully this one will go well. But this will be our last look, and I think this is all that I'm going to do with the Avenger. Because the Voth STFs and the Borg ones showed this ship off quite well. And this will be our last huzzah for the Avenger. And I think you can see already that really we don't need to show more than this, because those other ones, they really put a beating on this ship. And I was able to survive well, so that worked. Okay, this is just like a tier 1 starbase, so I don't think our enemy will be that terrible. When you go to the starbase, you'll have different tiers. It's kind of based on the players entering the queue or something like that. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, if you have like a tier 5 starbase, it's a full starbase, and I think the enemies are stronger or more whatever, something. There's something about that. I just know that you can get different tiered starbases as you enter the queue. Anyway. This shouldn't be too difficult, hopefully. Okay, we are, okay, we're fighting, mission. Okay. I believe this is Orion's. So yeah, this will not be a difficult run at all. Of course, I say that, and then a minute later, we're all going to be blowing up. But theoretically, this should not be too difficult. And now, at least I have a full team. That's nice. Nice to have a full team.
Target shield has failed.
Oh, these are Gorn. Okay, Gorn. I get the Gorn and the Orions mixed up. Oh, they're all green. There's ships at least, not there. If I saw one on the street, I would think I would be able to recognize one. But there's ships I get confused on. Okay, now, this is what you want to watch out for is, I went down fast. You want to protect your starbase. You don't want to let it get down to a certain percentage, or else you lose. Losing is not good. We want win. Win good, lose bad. Ooh, somebody's doing something.
4 shields failing. Right shield failing.
Okay. Remember when I said about blowing up earlier? I need to heal myself because, yeah. Thanks. Okay, here we go. Let's take these ships out. They're getting too close to my star base. Oh, I'm stuck in warp plasma crap.
Hull integrity below 50%. 4 shields failing.
Oh crap. Get away from explosion. I'm gonna die. Here we go. At 9%.
Target's shield has failed.
Back off a little bit. I need space. Wow, that was fun.
Hull integrity below 25%.
That's how I like to run my ships, in the red. It's not good unless it's blowing up and on fire and exploding around me.
Target's shield has failed. Hull integrity below 50%.
Can't believe I survived. That was nuts. Nuts and everything. We are only on wave 3. We have a whole nother wave after this to deal with. So we better hurry up.
4 shields failing.
And do good.
Hull integrity below 75. Target shield has failed.
I need a broadside more. I am getting better at it, but not at this moment. Yeah, I have, right before this video, I have been working on a no crap. Look at that. Come on, guys. We gotta protect our starbase. Right before this video, I have been working on another ship, and it has a whole lot less beams on it. And so I wasn't broadsiding with it. And with this one I can, because it has more beams, so I need to keep that in mind. You can't take my systems offline, no siree. Okay, now we're on wave 4. This is where it gets rough until the siege group, because we just have a whole lot to deal with here. Flying through explosions.
Hull integrity below 75%.
Stuck on warp plasma again. Crap.
Target's shield has failed.
Okay, get over here quickly. Don't forget to use those command modes. I really miss them on this new ship I'm building right now. Really miss them. Go, Tachyon armament projectiles. Go, yay. Okay, alright. We've almost got it. Now it's time for the siege group. Ooh, that was rough. Rough and a pancake. Okay, siege group time. Before we take out the biggin, let's take out the flanking ships. I always try to do that.
Target's shield has failed. More shields failing.
Stupid acetone generator.
Left shield failing.
Trying to broadside them here. Get that one ship, okay, and then we can go for the main one. Hit it with everything we got. So still have one
Rear
battleship
shield
here.
failing. Right shield failing. Target's shields have failed.
Gosh, I keep getting stuck in that warp plasma. That's my fault. Bad flying on my part. There we go. Now the battleship is gone. I don't know why I clicked that button. I'm not turned around. Good fire on it. Oh, wow. Ah, there's still one battleship out there. Oh, wow. That was fun. Ooh, boy. I was trying to see how many fleet marks we got total there. I don't think it will show necessarily. Probably not. Anyway, wow, that was a lot more rough than I thought it would be. So much for being easy. Working up my fleet marks, that's good. Well, anyway, now I think you've sufficiently seen the Avenger in action with a beam build. Not a cannon build, a beam build. So let's warp out. We'll talk a little bit about it. I want to show you the fleet version of it as well, so stay tuned. Don't tune out just yet. I want to show you the fleet version that exists. And maybe even some of the consoles that I am working on. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the ship. First of all, the looks of it. I'm just going to start with that. I absolutely love it. I've said it before. It's the shape of the ship, in my opinion. It's very Starfleet because you have those nacelles with the arched pylons that kind of go upward, and then the nacelles kind of are up above the this bottom part of the ship. I don't know what you call that. The bottom part, the butt. Down here, this part, there's a word for it, and it's I know what it is. It's just I can't. My brain is not functioning right now. But the nacelles are above it. Other designs sometimes have the nacelles right along it or underneath it. The classic, TOS Enterprise design is the nacelles way up in the sky above everything. So that's the first thing. That's very classic Star Trek. Then you have the hull, the saucer hull. I guess that's what you call that, the hull. And then the saucer. It's not round, but it's ovalish, kind of like the Voyager in a way, and a little more pointy. But still, it's that classic design saucer hull, nacelle, whole thing there. So very classic Star Trek look, but it's not elongated like the Enterprise E is very elongated. This one is kind of pushed together, which makes it more agile, and it seems more maneuverable because of that. Easier to turn and move around, and it's kind of like you can just hold it in your hand and mold it and move it around as you need to. It's very cute. It's like a bunny. It's like a cute little bunny. It's a bunny ship. And I also like the skin, the Avenger skin. There's no other skin like it. This is the darkest skin they've ever had in the game. And I wish they would have more skins available like this. I wish you could take this Avenger skin and use it on other ships. I wish that like when you unlocked a ship in the C-store or a low-buy store or whatever, that skin would unlock on all of your ships. Because I would love to use this skin or see what it looks like on other ships. It's a very unique skin. I just want to see more of it. I want to see it on other ships instead of just the Avenger. So you know, that's something I would love Cryptic to do. I doubt they're even listening or watching my video, but if they are, I would love that. Okay, now, as for the capabilities of the ship, as I've said, very maneuverable as a beam boat. You have the command modes, which do not underestimate these command modes. These are awesome. I have been flying the Avenger now for quite a while, and I went back to another ship today that I've been working on. It's a science ship, and I'm missing the command modes. I'm like, holy crap, I want to enable this. I want to enable the maneuvering mode. Then I want to enable the shield. Then I want the system weapon efficiency one. You know, I want those command modes on that science ship, but they're not there. So these command modes, these are awesome on a cruiser. Don't underestimate these things. That's one unique thing about cruisers now, is that they've added all these different unique command modes, and they're so useful. I like it a lot. So that is a plus. The VADA, I'm finding that to be useful. I've finally learned how to use it. I have, however, learned I don't use the Chronoton version. Is that what it is? Chronoton armament projectiles. I don't use those. I end up using the Quantums or the Tachyons. The Quantums are good if you've taken their shields down on the enemy. Then you can hit them with a Quantum VADA and do a lot of kinetic damage. Or if you're trying to get their shields down, you hit them with the Tachyon VADA and bring their shield down, or do shield penetration, get your weapons through their shields. So both of these I have found to be useful, and just these two. Not really the third one, but just those two. So that's a cool ability of the ship. I wouldn't say that's what makes the ship awesome, though. It's just an added bonus, but it's not what makes the ship awesome. What makes the ship awesome to me is the fact that it's a maneuverable beam boat, and that it has 5 forward weapon slots. You just don't get that on any other cruiser, okay? This is, like, awesome. So you can, like, put a whole bunch of beams on it and, like, just beam this thing out. Now, yes, it supports cannons, and people will argue, well, I can put cannons on it. Why can't I fly it as a cannon boat? Well, sure, you can. I just think it's a tad too slow for that. There are escorts that do cannons so much better. And this is not an escort. It is a cruiser. So as a cruiser, it is a fast cruiser. But it's not fast enough for an escort. See what I'm saying? So I think that's where the beams come in. It's the fastest maneuverable cruiser out there. If you're going to fly a beam boat, you can weave in and out of your enemy really good with this thing, and I like that a lot. So that is the build I've chosen. You've seen it before. I've shown it before. I explained it in the reintroduction video in depth. All my reasoning is there and now here. So that is the build that works for me. Is it the build that works for you? It may not be, and that's okay. Everybody designs their ships differently. Everybody has different opinions, especially when it comes to bridge officer station power. Everybody's got their opinions of the powers they like best or what works best for them. There are benefits to different ways. Sure, technically there are like logical, technical reasons for choosing different bridge officer station layouts. You know, I have been told that I'm with Science Team 2 and Engineering Team 2 and Tactical Team 1, they're all being shared in power. Well, that's not all true. I can still enable attack. No, that was the wrong button. Never mind. Okay, let's see. Science Team. Yeah, it does share a cooldown with both of those. Granted, I give you that. But you know what? I like having all 3 of those because they all serve a purpose for me. I don't care if they have a cooldown or they all share a cooldown. For me, I like the abilities that each one provide. Especially this one. A lot of people miss the fact that this removes science debuffs. So, you know, let's say an enemy out there has, you know, done a shield disable on you, or an energy weapon disable, or an engine disable. The Tholians love to do that kind of stuff. There are other enemies that do this as well. The Breen use subnucleonic beam like crazy, or energy siphon like crazy. All these different factions, and the Borg, they use tachyon beams like crazy. Bring your shields down. Well, this removes those science debuffs. And yes, you can do transfer shield strength, sure, but that will not remove the science debuffs that these things have done to you. So I like to be able, when somebody hits me with something, to say, nope, sorry, you're not getting the best of me. I'm taking that ability off my ship that you've applied to me, and I'm going to go do my thing. You think you've killed my shield or my engine or my weapon, but guess what? You haven't, because I can debuff you, and I'm going to go and debuff your butt. And that's what I do. So I find that useful for me. You may not find it useful for you. I find it useful for me. And I also like the ability that Tactical Team rotates your shield frequency automatically. That way I don't have to physically do it myself. And then, of course, I need something to heal my hull, and Engineering Team just is an instant hull heal. And of course, Science Team 2 also provides an instant shield heal as well. So, yeah, they share a cooldown. But you know what? It works for me. And everybody's got different ideas. That's awesome. That's cool. Please keep suggesting, though, because I do read your comments. I do think about the options that you're telling me I should use. I don't necessarily have to use them, but I listen and I do try them, and I find what works for me. That's all I can say. This has made for me the Avenger to be my second. I'm going to say this is my second favorite cruiser in the game, period. And it is only bested by the Enterprise B retrofits, because that ship served me so well at the beginning of this game. When I first started playing this game, one of the first ships I bought after the Galaxy X came out, I think the Galaxy X might have been the first ship I bought, but after the Galaxy X, which is the Dreadnought, I got the Enterprise B retrofit, or refit, and that ship served me for year or two, I mean literally, of this game. That's all I flew on my engineering character, and I loved it. It was maneuverable. It was a beam boat. I had anti-protons and everything, so it was awesome to me. So because that ship served me so well, and it is dear to my heart, it's kind of sentimental, I guess, that's why that one's first. But this is a close first. It's a close second. It's right there underneath it. If I were going to keep a character on Ensign Ricky right here, the Avenger is what I would keep. No doubt about it, no question. This is the ship I would keep on Ensign Ricky. The only thing that I want to upgrade, of course, is that adapted Mako. Right now I've only got Aegis, but when I get adapted Mako, remember, it'll be even better. When I get the Fleet Spire tactical consoles, it'll be even better. When I get my Nukara rep all maxed out, it'll be even better. So keep in mind, what I've shown you in these last few videos isn't even with the best equipment out there, especially Aegis. Aegis is like Mark 10 level stuff. It's not the best out there, but I just don't have adapted Mako yet. But when I get it, it will be even better. Even with the Aegis, you see how well I was doing. It was not terrible, right? I don't think it was. I think it was really awesome. So Avenger gets a thumbs up from me. A thumbs up, and if you're asking yourself, should I if I have some extra money or some extra Zen, should I purchase the Avenger? I would say if you are on an engineering character, yes. I don't know really how well it would do on a tactical or a science. I would probably not run it on a science. If I were going to run it on anything other than an engineer, I would run it on a tactical. But I would probably not do it on a science. That would be, you'd be wasting all your science powers. This only has one science console, so there's no point for putting it on a science character. But engineering first, and then tactical. So I just wanted to show you real quick the fleet version, because I was looking at it earlier. Go all the way to the end. And Fleet Battlecruiser. This is the Fleet Avenger. Yes, it looks quite different. It has a whole different thing to it. It has, well, the saucer is basically shaped the same, but it's got kind of like this armor bracing stuff. Then the pylons here are laying flat. They're laying flat out, and that puts the nacelles on the same plane as the hull there. Not below it, not above it, just on the same plane. So it looks kind of funky, kind of looks like a sled. But that's the look anyway for the fleet. Of course, if you don't like that look, you could probably change it to the other look. I like the other look better. But here are the stats on it. 41,250 hull, so you get a higher hull with it. 1.1 shield modifiers, the same weapon layout, 5.3. Base crew, 500. Base turn, 9. Device slot, 3. 4 engineering, 4 tactical, and 2 science. So you gain 1 science with this. That's important. You gain 1 science. Still the same, 4 engineering, 4 tactical, but you gain a science console. That'll help you beef up your shields even more if you want to use a field generator. Commander engineering, lieutenant science, lieutenant commander tactical, ensign tactical, and lieutenant universal. So it's just a little bit, it's just a beefed up Avenger. Plus 10 weapon, plus 10 engine, can load cannons, antimatter warp core, can equip console, universal cloaking device. Oh yeah, I have forgot to mention, the Avenger can support a cloaking device. Yes, it can. If you have the Defiant, or the Tactical Escort retrofit specifically, which is the Defiant retrofit, which is called the Tactical Escort retrofit, or if you have the Dreadnought Cruiser, which is often called the Galaxy X, if you have those two things, there's a, or one of those two things, there's a cloaking device on them. You can take that cloaking device off of those ships and put it on the Avenger, and you get a cloaking device on the Avenger. However, it is not a battle cloak. Repeat, not a battle cloak. So it's kind of useless. I have tried those ships with cloaking devices, and I just don't see the point of a non-battle cloak cloaking device. It's kind of pointless. The whole point of a cloaking device is so you can fly right into your enemy, and I guess you can still do that with the non-fleet or non-battle cloak one. You can fly right in the middle of your enemy, decloak, and get that buff. But then one of the benefits of the battle cloak is you can cloak while in combat. So let's say you're getting your butt hit and you're in trouble and stuff. You can cloak your ship while in combat and get out of there, and they stop firing on you. Well, with the regular cloak, you cannot do that. So its only benefit is to fly into enemies and decloak and surprise them. And that's really the only benefit of that. So I prefer to have battle cloak. I mean, if you're gonna have a cloak, you might as well just have a battle cloak. But anyway, it's something a little extra. And then of course it comes with the Vada. So that's same stuff. It's all the same equipment. And I just wanted to show you guys that because that's really cool. And it's there, and it's available, and I don't have the resources to buy it. I think it was only 1 ship module, but I don't even have that. So the question is, would I get the fleet version of this ship? Oh, heck yeah. In fact, I would rather run that because it has the higher hull and shield and all that junk. So yeah, I would run the fleet version if I had it. Will I get it? Sure, why not? You know, it's not like I'm not grinding for everything else in the world anyway. Might as well. I wanted to show you one thing while we're here because this was really cool and will give you guys some ideas for builds in the future. But if you have a fleet that has a fleet spire, there is some awesome stuff in the fleet spire. I've been talking about those tactical consoles forever, and now I'm going to show you those consoles because, yeah, super awesome. So, fleet spire. Right here, this Ferengi. You've got different ones here. I wish it showed the whole text. You've got critical hit consoles, you've got critical damage consoles, advanced fleet warp. We'll get to the warp cores in a second. So first let's start with the vulnerability locators. These go in your tactical slot. It is basically all Mark 12, very rare. Now what you want to look for is the modifier on these, okay? They only have 1 modifier, but they do 2 things. First of all, they're just like this console here. This console here boost phaser damage, for example, plus 28.1% phaser damage, okay? Well, if you go to PHA, that boosts phaser damage, and that's plus 31.9, so that's more. That's the most you can get out of one console. Now the difference between these two is one gives you a critical hit chance and one gives you a critical damage. So this one is plus 1.6 critical chance, and then this one would be, go down to phasers here, this one would be 8% critical severity. So, but it's the same phaser damage. So you have a choice. Do you want more critical severity or do you want more critical chance? So first you decide what energy type you have, and then you decide which one you want, critical hit chance or damage. They have just a standard beam if you want just beam weapon damage, or cannon weapon damage, but I prefer going specifically with the specific energy type you're using. They also have mines and torp as well. But anti-proton, chronoton, disruptor damage, photon projectile phasers, plasma. This one is plasma projectile weapon, so we got plasma energy and plasma projectile. Polaron, quantum projectile, tetrion, so you see where all that's going. So those are the tactical consoles I've been talking about. I want to get, first of all, so I can max out my energy type, my phaser energy damage as much as possible. And then second, to increase, probably I'll choose critical damage over critical chance. But I might do like 2 critical damage and 2 critical chance. I mean, hey, why not? But something like that. Anyway, you can see what they cost here. They're not cheap. But eventually I'll have that. Also, the warp core I wanted to show you is the Elite Fleet warp core. There's nothing else like these warp cores in the game. These totally beat the dilithium mine warp cores, and it's the Elite Fleet plasma integrated warp core. But don't let plasma integrated make you think that it beefs plasma weapons or anything like that, or has anything to do with plasma weapons. It does not. It's just the name of the warp core. 5 modifiers. That's the first thing you'll notice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 freaking modifiers on a warp core. But here's what makes the plasma integrated part unique. On all of these, no matter what, at the very top here, you get plus 10% increase to base resistance rate of all power levels, and a plus 66% increase to base regeneration rate of all power levels. On all of these, that's the innate ability of the plasma integrated warp core. So you take that and now start adding on all the other stuff you're probably used to from looking at warp cores in the dilithium mine, all the wonderful stuff that they add onto there. And I'm not going to go over everything right now. There's just too many modifiers and too many abilities and things. But you know, there's an example. I saw auxiliary to AS is auxiliary to shields. So that is, when we look down here or over here, you'll see somewhere, add 7.5% of your auxiliary power to your shield power as bonus power. 1% chance when hit energy weapons to grant 10% weapon power, or plus 10 weapon power. Shield power buff. Warp core efficiency, improved power levels when low. But there's just so many abilities and stuff. Anyway, that's the awesome sauce right there. And of course they have singularity cores for Romulan ships as well, of the same kind of thing. So anyway, that's what I wanted to show you because that was just super cool. And that's ultimately what I'm going for on all my ships. It's just going to take a crap load of grinding. Anyway, that is the Avenger class battleship. I hope you all enjoyed that. This is going to be the final video of it. The only reason I may make a new one in the future is if I get the fleet version, and in that case I'll probably just do like one video and say, look, here it is, here's what I've equipped, now I've got it all upgraded to max, and here it is in a Borg STF, and show that. Other than that, thus endeth our fleet Avenger battle cruiser videos. Hope you all enjoyed that. Leave your feedback and comments on the new format of the videos and everything I've gone over. Any suggestions? Will there be more ships? Well, of course. I got a ton more. I'm working on a secret science ship right now I can't tell you about. So, yeah, look forward to that. That'll be a lot of fun. And I don't know when it'll come. It may be a month from now for all I know. But like I said, I want to get it up to a really workable build before I show it, before I introduce it and then do all the stuff in it. So that will come in time. But that will be the next ship I show. So prepare. And it will be on my science character, whom I have not done a ship on in a extremely long time. So that will be something new and different to see. And of course, we've got lots and lots more from Star Trek Online coming. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Without you, this is pointless. So you guys make this happen, and it is because of you that I make these videos. Everybody that's watching right now, if you're watching, it's for you, all of this. I love Star Trek Online. I love starships. I love building starships. I love playing with starships. I love playing Star Trek Online. Hopefully it will love playing me. So thank you all, and stay tuned for the next.